Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. Where'd that spider go? There was a spider down there that I was about to go kill, but it looks like it's gone now? Oh no, I had the game paused while I was doing something else, so I don't know how it despawned like that. Anyways, last time we went and set up a nuclear reactor. Like, we skipped every other power source basically and just jumped straight to nuclear. So that's a thing. We have a full, we have it set up. It's a very basic one from Extreme Reactors, but it is a nuclear reactor nonetheless. And we currently have way more power than we actually need to use it for, because the only thing we need power for is the jetpack. So, that's a thing. We're going to be getting into more power-related things in today's episode. But other than that, we also started looking at the hostile neural networks. We made the deep learner, and we made 4 of the model, or the data model things, which we have one set up for spiders, which after killing enough spiders, 18 I believe, it is now an advanced... Really? There we go. Our spider model is now up to advanced. If I killed 30 more, I would be able to get it up to the next level, but that's going to take a little while, and I don't know if I really feel like doing that. I think I'm just going to run it with advanced. Oh, slime. Anyways, yeah, other than that, we have the squid one that we had. We had that set up to basic between episodes. I just got that to advanced as well. There's apparently a lot more of these little things than I realized around here. I thought one of you might be a mimic, but I wasn't sure which one. Go away. Go away. What did we get? The woolly mitten. I think those just make snowballs do damage. So, yeah. And the squid one is set up with as an advanced model, and the spider one is there. I killed a couple of drowned, but it's still not set up as a basic one. I did find something pretty important to make that work, though, so we're going to be heading upstairs to go over that in a moment, and in fact, I think I'm good to go up. And the last one wasn't set up at the end of last time, but now I have it set up as an Enderman model, because I figured that was another important one. We're going to end up making 2 more at some point and going to the nether to kill a bunch of wither skeletons and blazes to set those up as well. But today we're actually going to be setting up the machine so we can actually use these to get loot. But between episodes, so I was on for 4 hours yet again, or maybe 3 hours. I don't know exactly how long it was. Um, During that time, as far as actually important things that happened, I filled up and used the attuned gems a bunch of times. I need to take this out of here because this is going to break as soon as I use it again. So I need these, and I'm going to need scrolls, and I'm going to need a bunch of scrolls and the diamond dust real quick to make a replacement one. Here's the knife. My inventory is a complete mess. Probably should have dealt with that beforehand, but I wanted to see the advanced thing happen in the actual video itself. So grab the knife and grab out a one, 2, 3, 4. I believe just one piece of wool is enough, right? No, I do need to make 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here, that, and just duplicate that. I went grinding for the, I went grinding for more stuff that you get from, more of the Fey Essence, but I just couldn't get any to spawn. Okay, that worked. I now have another sword. I think that's number 7? Yes. So we had the one we started with, and now I've made 6 extra ones. So that's pretty cool. You can go in here. This can be set up with the Gyaw scroll in the extra spot, but for right now, I'm not going to be using that. You can go back in there. Anyways, I did that for like another couple hours, so that's how we have all those extra swords. I did a slight bit of mining and a slight bit of grinding on the 4 mobs we have set up. But other than that, I spent way too long on something that doesn't matter. So, I don't know, 10 episodes ago or something like that, I made a one-off joke about how much of the periodic table is actually in the mod pack now. And, I spent way too long actually going through the periodic table to see what's actually in here. My brain makes me do weird things. So, this whole list, 3, 6, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 23, 26, 29, 31, 32, 33, 34, 37, 40, 41 of the elements on the periodic table out of 118, so like 40%, a little bit under, are fully in. Then all of these ones, these are like the lanthanides, they're like one of the little offshoots of the thing. All of them are sort of in that there's a thing called monazite, which if we look at, this is in, and apparently this is something that appears in real life, and it's basically a geode, or not a geode, it's a mineral that is made up almost purely of these super rare earth metals right here. And so this is in, and it's basically an alloy of all of this stuff. So that's a thing. So these ones are also technically in. Then we have neon and bismuth are both sort of in that if you type in neon, you get neon glowstone. So I'm gonna say it is in. Glowstone's not a real thing. It is, I guess it would be made of neon, and so that's a thing. And then bismuth, I think it's in some types of stone, but there is something also just called bismuth diamond block. So I'm just saying both of those are in. I'm not entirely sure if they are. I keep doing that. Then the rest of this book, all of those are in some way, in shape, or form. Then cyanide is the byproduct that gets made from our reactor. So I sort these is a list of like various things that all get created when you use uranium in a reactor, and these are byproducts. Then the other extreme reactors materials, like these are all of them above 100 in the on the periodic table, or like above 98 or whatever, all the synthetic ones that are made by taking uranium and the byproducts from reactor fusion and smushing them together with extra particles and whatnot, which is something that extreme reactors actually let you do. Like, none of these are actually called those, but in essence they act in the same way. This verdium is yellorium used with plutonium, which is plutonium, and you get verdurium. It's essentially the same process, but I couldn't very much point out one and say this is this, this is this, or whatnot. So all of those are sort of in. As far as I could tell, there were only two that I couldn't make any sort of case for existing anywheres in here. 2 out of 118 I couldn't make a case for. Other than that, this list, no, they don't exist properly in here, but like all plants have boron, all veggies have magnesium and a bunch of other things. Calcium is in a bunch of things, and potassium. I don't remember what MO is right now, but it's literally in everything. And then this one is like all the various ores that we could mine. Most of them could have traces of this stuff, but they don't in game. It's a lot. And then all this stuff is stuff that would be used in the creation of items that exist, but aren't, for simplification purposes, I would assume. So, there's a list of ones that aren't present, or aren't listed as present, but even in that case, there's probably at least one thing in this mod that could be made out of that element. So I think everything is represented as far as the periodic table go. And I spent way too long on this. I am a total nerd. But yeah, that was literal hours of work looking through. Like, oh, where do you find uranium naturally? Or the things that you get made from uranium? How would you do it? What's the process? Oh, that's similar to that. I guess that works. Yes, yes, I did do this. It's a lot of work. Like, I don't even know. Anyways, Enderman's now basic model. Oh yes, also between episodes, just before when I started to grind the things, I found a drowned spawner. So a thing with apotheonic, or apotheosis rather, is that it lets you use Silk Touch on spawners. So I found this underwater drowned spawner, and and it was actually in a bunch of prismarine too, so that's pretty good. We have that now. But yeah, I just stole the spawner. So now this should give us the other three, the rest of the drowned we're after in order to set that up as a basic model at least. As long as I stay close enough in here and have it in water, I believe. Yep. You want to drop that Nautilus shell? I found a couple in the chest with it, but I think I'm gonna need more than I currently have. And there's that. Thank you. So I just need one more for the basic model, and then I'm just going to grab this thing and take it with me. So there we go. Cool, and now just kill off the rest of these. Yeah, I don't feel like getting hit with that trident. Ow, I got hit with the trident. Oh, I guess two of them spawned with tridents. Anyways, I think that's fully it for what happened between episodes now. I do have some inventory stuff to deal with. I should have dealt with it beforehand, but I got distracted with killing all those spiders and then making sure I caught the last one on camera. So I have to go deal with inventory stuff in a moment. But let's go over what we actually need to build from hostile neural networks before I do. Because I should gather all that stuff while I'm dealing with inventory anyways. So, hostile neural networks. Let's see. There it is. From here, we need to simulate the deaths of the things we have in the learner. So, a simulation chamber is a machine, is the main machine. When given power, it will run simulations based on the data model that is placed inside. I think we read this last time. So this is a piece of glass, 2 ender pearls, a redstone comparator, 2 lapis, and obsidian. I think we should have everything we need for that. Ender pearls, we don't have many, but we do have enough. I just need to make the comparator. And then everything else I already have, I think I already have on me. Then these prediction matrices, I think I need to make one per everything. Or I get 16. Clay, gold, iron, and glass panes. Pretty simple. Let me go deal with inventory stuff and get everything together. Okay, why do I have a random diamond in there? Anyways, I think I have everything I need now. So this should be our comparator. No, a comparator is regular stone, not a smooth stone. What did I need the smooth stone for? No idea. Anyways, comparator, then this, and something goes up the top there, but I don't know what it is, and I don't see it in my inventory. Glass pane, that's what it was. So, this gets us the simulation chamber, and then the, things, I can't remember the name of them, the matrices. Yeah, the prediction matrices are as simple as that. But that allows us to complete the simulating deaths quest. Then from here, generalized overworld prediction, which we'll get from basically everything we have, because all of these are overworld things. Wait, the loot fabricator. Wait, why does... Okay, it looks a bit weird, but creating loot is off of this. It looks like it's off to Ender predictions, so that was a bit scary for a moment. So, creating loot. The loot fabricator is the machine that gets you that sweet, sweet loot from the mob predictions. When given power and a successful mob prediction, you will be able to choose which item you'd like to get from that mob's data model. The machine will remember your choice, so it can be automated. So, ender dragons can always get us dragon eggs, zombies for iron, and withers for nether stars. Okay, so that's the important thing we're after here. So, so how do we make this? Another obsidian, another comparator, 2 gold, 2 diamonds, and a netherite. I have just enough for one more. We're gonna need to actually go back and kill some more of those things, I guess. Or go actually hunting for netherite. I think we're gonna be killing a bunch of mobs. So 2 diamonds, 2 gold, and another thing. 2 diamonds, 2 gold. Another thing. I need another piece of quartz. That's why I was going in here. So this gets us a comparator. And now I just need 2 diamonds. And with that, It's like this, I believe, and I have it right immediately. For once I got it right immediately, yes, Loot Fabricator. So there's a never completed quest. Cool. And from there, Elder Guardian predictions, there's a different quest for anything we can get, like a mimic, I'm assuming would give us any random, any relic we would choose, I would guess, right? Um, Iron Golem predictions. So that would just give you a bunch of free iron, gas for a bunch of gas tiers, wither skeletons for skulls. So basically what you would want, I guess wardens for echo shards would be good too. What you would want to do is kill a bunch of wither skeletons, maybe even set up this thing to get all the free skulls, and then from there use those to kill a bunch of withers, or make and kill a bunch of withers. And from there make a wither prediction to get infinite nether stars without really doing much work. Oh, the Piglich is one of the cool bosses from one of the other mods. So let's actually go set these things up with some power, shall we? I think I might be able to just hook them straight up to the side, just in case. Let's grab out the pipes, energy pipes, and the pipes wrench, I guess. And from there, waste the Mahu real quick. Should be able to just go like this, simulation chamber there, and the loop fabricator there. Um, make that the out point. And I think I have to set this side up as an output real quick. Um, this should be an output. Okay, why is this not working again? Apparently the energy pipes from pipes just don't work with mechanism or with power for some reason. So what happens if I grab out the other pipe sets, like these ones, and I replace these real quick? What happens? That and that. Still no power out. Why can I not get power to come out of the basic energy cube? This can be set up as can be set up for north, and we can say push, would push it that way. We want it to pull from the north and go over here. Like, just the strict input. Okay, strict input config. How do I close this? Redstone signal absent, provide one to act. Oh, so apparently the mechanism things actually require redstone to activate? Okay, that's what was wrong with it. Cool. I don't know, I don't feel like that should be the default, but I guess I'm fine with it. But please insert a data model to begin the simulation. Ignore redstone is what we want, and we can see info and whatnot there. So let's pull out this, and I guess we'll start with the drowned one. Sure, we'll pull out our drowned data model. This goes in here with some of these. Cannot begin, missing prediction matrices. It's not too slow. You can see the data collected there. Iteration 0 started. Loading model from chip memory. Assessing threat level. Engaging an enemy. Sequence prediction failed. Processing results. Okay, we got a generalized overworld thing. Model accuracy 0 out of 1. 12 out of 48 data collected. So, hold on. So that is going up, but so far we haven't had a successful. None of them have succeeded yet, so we don't actually have the successful model for drowned yet. Cool, but we do have generalized overworld predictions. Which, what can we do with these? Oh yes, these let us make the other things. Or if we can just use them with whatever to essentially do alchemy and turn one thing into another. Fabrication directive. Store selections from a loot fabricator to copy it over to something else. We can make potatoes. We can make spider's eyes, rotten flesh. Making iron's pretty good, and making a bunch of free arrows. Okay, so it has some uses, but I'm gonna assume like the end version would just be more useful. But makes various overworld materials. Thank you. Cool. Has one of these succeeded yet? Iteration number 3 started, loading model, launching runtime, model accuracy 0.11. So, what you're telling me is that I need to fill this thing up with like a stack of prediction matrices. And eventually, when it hits model accuracy 1, it should work, I think. No idea. Where's drowned on this list? Oh, excuse me, sorry. Where is drowned? Vindicator, drowned. Here it is. Okay, so drowned prediction, 100% self. Okay, so the thing gets run through. Will get us this. Okay, so where it's on a basic one, it has a 5% chance, so it should work after 100. If it was advanced, it's a 1 in 5, I guess. But the data model... Oh, sequence prediction succeeded. Processing results. Aha, there we go. So I'm going to take that out where we got the successful drowned prediction. Is this a one-time use? That is another quest complete. Thanks for free prediction matrices and experience. You can just go straight in there. I guess you need to have a model in there before you can place something in, before you can place those. I don't know, that part's a little bit finicky. That's a little bit weird. But the drowned model goes in. Huh. Like the actually important thing I would want this to give us, it doesn't work for. Cool. Cool. That's great. Anyways, is this a one-time use? It is a one-time use. Okay. So, get a wither model, let that run for like a hours on its own, and eventually it will get super high levels so that every time it goes through, you'll get a wither prediction. Okay, so it's not like it's infinite loot forever. You actually have to set this up with some sort of automation, like run the drown model a million times. Okay, so the drowned was apparently a waste of our time, since it's not anything important. But the Enderman... Okay, that is really good to know. I thought it was going to need a different model, different data model for all the different types of Enderman, but it looks like one works for them all. So let's run Enderman through instead and get that going for the prediction. This is where its basic should probably only be another 5% thing. But I'm just going to let that run for a little bit more. But I do need to make more of the things so that we can do the same thing with blazes and wither skeletons, because that's still important. Hostile neural network. And we want it. These things. 2 more comparators. That's what I needed smooth stone for. So I should make another 4 and set up 4 other things, I think. What would that be? Twilight Giants. Obviously, you can see everything here. A Warden data model. Hold on, we do still have a living wither, so we could go set this up with that. And actually try and kill that thing, because we should be able to probably more or less no fuss. We do have wither immunity, so... this hasn't succeeded yet, but we do have ender predictions, which are used for free ender pearls. Got it, cool. Endstone... You can just make the dragon head with it if you have dragon's breath. Oh, you can just make chorus fruits. That's something important that we need to go to the nether, or to the end for. That's pretty good. That does mean we could upgrade our armor right now if we wanted to. But I'm just going to let that run for now. Make more prediction matrices real quick. Prediction matrices, gold and iron. How many can I make right now without doing anything else? Another 32? Another 32 works. You all go in there. So there's that. And I once again have some inventory stuff to deal with. I need to get what I need for 2 more of these, so that's going to take a moment, and I'll dump stuff while I'm at it. Ha, I found what I actually needed this... Hello there, little bee friend. I found what I needed the smooth stone for. It was the model frameworks, and I might have made 4 comparators instead of the repeaters that this recipe calls for, but here we are. And they don't stack. Forgot about that fact. I thought they wouldn't. I thought they would stack up until until they were chosen for models, but I guess not. But there's all that. I didn't actually deal with much else besides just stuffing it into backpacks wherever I could fit it, as is typical. But there we go. One of these is going to be blazes. One of these is going to be withers, or wither skeletons rather, obviously. Wardens and Oh no. Wardens and the whatever would I set up this other one for as far as important bosses or important things we can go face right now? No idea. Aha, I actually did it in time this time. I did not mean to fall down here. That was sort of accidental. Right, the quickest way to get over to the Wither, and I think technically the Nether portal is also slightly closer into the other place as well. So go back to farm. I'm actually prepared to go face the Wither again. It could be relatively quickly. I do want to test out how good those glass swords we're saving up really are, so sure. You and I need to save one of them there. Then I need to actually run and after I set this thing up on a Wither, I need to run to safety and get the Deep Learner set up to actually learn what we need from it. So this isn't exactly going to be easy, and I do need to set up a couple of things. But I think we should be able to both kill the Wither and actually, and get it set up for the machine learner as well. So I'm going to start my way running over there and set up the inventory as I go. Okay, the Wither's more or less in view. I am really excited to see what happens with projection here. This is, if you watched Fate, which I have now at this point, most of the series that I possibly can, actually, this is sort of what projection is meant to do. You're supposed to create really flimsy swords that are used once, but are super good at their one-time use. So I do think it's kind of cool that we have a sword literally designed for that. But get in here. Okay, let's focus on something else. Got it. You constructed a Wither data model. Cool. It can get tossed in here. This can then get tossed in here. Actually, I should summon out our little familiar friend. I don't think there's anything we need looting for, but it's still a good thing to do anyways. Okay, so that grabbed its attention. Okay, one hit wonder does more or less half its health. Also, what was the attack? Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, that's... Okay, it's a good thing we had looting, because that actually got us 2 voodoo dolls. One of them's actually better than the other. But yeah, the diamond swords work... the glass swords, rather, worked exactly as I was expecting. And then just 2 of them knocked it below the 20% max health, basically. And it gives us the one shot with this sword. So, yeah, we could essentially 3-shot 2 more withers right now. So that's pretty cool. And they are literally just little tap, and then the sword explodes out of existence entirely. Yeah. And we can see there, we have our faulty model for the wither up in the top there. That went perfectly. Do we have any... Is there anything we want to use this wither, the nether star for right now? I think we're basically saving these up at this point for more advanced stuff down the road. I don't know if there's anything very specific to what we need right this second. We already have the Archmage book. The Nether Star mycelial generator. Not entirely sure what those are, but that's from Industrial Forgoing. The Yondu arrow. Arrows can hit multiple targets on Mary Poppins, y'all. Wither Builder. Probably important. I think that's part of a chain we need for the ATM star. Yeah, there's just a lot in here. I don't think there's anything super specific that we need right now. Oh. 4 of them, fertile essence, and a rose bush gives us permanent... How do we make these? Slime pearls? I think we have everything we need. We just need to kill a couple more creepers and a few more slimes, or set up data models for them. But that's permanent wither without even having to recharge it. Okay, so obviously there's going to be some important stuff in here. Nothing that I think we're too focused on right this second. But grinding a bunch of withers to go beat up, that seems pretty important to me. So, oh yeah, we can also get homing projectile now. I know I need to set these up to grind a whole bunch of them. We'll figure out what to use them for later. But I do want to try putting a faulty model into the thing. I don't know if it will work. Come on. I think it needs to be beginner's model or basic model to even go in. But if the faulty model can go in there, get 5 for free, and then get turned into a basic model and start auto running so I don't have to worry about it, that would be pretty nice as well. So I'm just gonna try it real quick, not you. Could I take this out and put it in here? I can. Okay, no. So we legitimately have to kill 6 withers before we can start running through and get it auto-completing the rest. That is good to know. Also, you do not go in there, you go back in here. So, we could do 2 more right now. That's not really enough. So, I think for now, the rest of that's going to get put on the back burner. Time to go to the nether and grab one for the, for blazes and for wither skeletons. Because we're going to need a bunch of skulls in order to summon all the withers we're going to need anyways. So we're in the nether, obviously. I haven't made it to the fortress. I was running back this way. This is actually another good use of this, isn't it? These things can drop netherite, so no known models exist for this specimen. Oh, that's a bit rude. I definitely saw some models for other modded things, like death tomes and deer. Those aren't exactly base game now, are they? So I guess not all modded things have models to be used, so you can't automate everything. Just some of the more important things, or some things that were specifically added in, I guess. Our undead horde, get him, my skeleton friends. Come on. Got you. Thank you for the sword. I really only got 1 scrap out of that, or I guess there's 1 more to kill, but since that one didn't exactly go to plan, keep expecting something to drop. What are we going to use this other one for? What other important mob can we think of that we want to automate the mob drops from? I guess it might just be wardens, but what do we need from them? More echo shards? We can duplicate those, though, so maybe not that important. What is an option in here? It looks like it's just... Looks like it's base game in Twilight, doesn't it? Fire beetles. Yeah, I want to say that's base game in Twilight and a couple other options. Oh, the Wilden, Stalker, and Defender. Wait, why specifically the Stalker and Defender and none of the other ones? That one's a bit weird. Guardians, Ender Dragon. I mean, the Ender Dragon data model, probably. This one is used to make a dragon soul. Okay, so that's important. And it's used to make Ender Dragon prediction, which is used for... Okay, yeah. No, it's the Ender Dragon. Okay. So is it time to go to the end? I think it might be time to go to the end at this point, then. Well, we need to go to the end for a bunch of stuff. It's technically the last thing we need to do for chapter 1, too. So, you know what? Sure, I think it's time for it. Or I guess there's a couple things here, but I don't think we care too much about build random generator. So, set up our blaze model, and that will go in here. Thank you. And then we'll find a wither skeleton in a moment. But for now, just gonna pick up a couple of these since I'm right here anyways. Kill 50 blazes. That's pretty cool. Wither skeleton right over here. We'll set up this data model. And I guess we'll save the 4th one for the dragon. And I'm gonna, I guess, while I'm here, grab a couple extra... I think we have all the blaze rods we're going to need for the eyes. I think the problem is going to be the ender pearls themselves. But there's a wither skeleton data model as well. Time to start collecting those. And I think I'm just going to get both to 6 while we're here, so we have at least the basic models. I'm not going to worry too much about going any higher than that for the moment. I feel as though this should be important, but I don't understand how. Like, obviously, this is here because it's a little structure thing, and it feels like said structure thing has some purpose for being, but I don't see anything. Ah, I see. I figured there was probably a reason to go mining underneath here. Oh, it's right below the lava, isn't it? I'm gonna have to actually fix that if I want those. Anyways, free Wither Skull plus all the other broken ones. Both models are now up to the basic thing, and I probably could reach the next level pretty quickly if I wanted to. Or at least for the Wither ones, they're spawning pretty quickly right now. The Blazes are being a bit ruder. Anyways, I did get another spell. Arachne's Weaving creates 3 snaring projectiles, so that's something to try out. Although we still need to try out Self-Atomic, which, I don't know, that might be what, we might have to do that before ending off. It's been a couple episodes. But, we do have our profile thing set up for a couple different things, so, yeah. This has been good, although it looks like we're not getting anything else super important for a little bit longer. So that's going to be two more netherite ingots. You know what? It's probably only going to take me maybe 5 minutes to get at least the withers to advanced, or whatever the next one's called. I don't remember. It's probably worth it. It's going to make it a little bit faster and waste less prediction charms. So you know what? I'm going to do that real quick before heading home. And before we leave the nether, I think we're going to be testing out the self-atomic spell. So give me one more moment. And now both bottles are now up to advanced. Might as well just kill these last two since they're right here anyways. But every once in a while, one of my attacks keeps doing a big old extra chunk of damage, and I couldn't actually remember why, until I looked in my charms and saw the power glove, which used to just be a little tiny boost of power all the time, but now it does this 5-second big extra attack, which I completely forgot about. So this can actually level up a couple times too. So yeah, every 5 seconds, our next attack just does triple damage, basically. So that's pretty cool. But I think we're good to make our way out of here. So, time to use this spell. There was an orange boss that just spawned, but I don't know where it went, or where it really was to begin with. I would prefer to actually use this on an opponent rather than just going for it. Also, I broke in one of these things, maybe hoping to find more netherite scrap. These ones are just gold ores. They go blocks of gold ore, but still gold ore nonetheless. Anyways, one time I'm actually looking for a boss is going to be the one time it doesn't spawn one, isn't it? Come on, you know you want to spawn a yellow boss for me real quick. I just want to try blowing them up. You know what? It's probably worth saving this thing for a boss. So I'm curious if I just wait for a couple moments, if one of them will just appear. Because this isn't exactly going to be a spell. I can just... Well, it's not exactly what I wanted. I was hoping for something a little bit higher tier than green. But yeah, this isn't exactly going to be a spell we can just use in our front yard. Because, you know, atomic, as in atomic bomb. Anyways, anything good? Spell I'm not gonna bother too much about the rest of that. Anyways, need to make... Oh, our witherproofing has run out at this point. I guess I took too many hits. Looks like we're gonna be fine. And I want the gold. I do not want to blow everything up right yet. So, grab that. And clear out this chest. And then I guess we're gonna go straight down into the thing. Couple things I want, like the whirly sprig, and I guess I'll take the extra amulet in case it has a use. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Explosion Amplify 2 AoE 6, only to be used as a last resort. So, it's probably in range now, but I'm going to use it when I jump... Where's the other one? Over there? Yeah, we're going to go over there instead, because, I'm not gonna one-shot either of those bosses. Like, the green one's still gonna survive. But I do want to try it on a stronger boss if possible, even though I know it's probably not gonna go that well. So, let me try and make my way over there. I'm sort of stuck in here. Looks like it's gonna be a piglin if I had to guess. Vanosto. Yep, it's a piglin. So, Self-atomic. I am atomic. Huh. Huh. This was... Well, it does 2 damage. But it does exactly 0 damage to us. So this was not the expected outcome. I thought I was gonna die there. Like, I was fully prepared to die there. You know what? I'll take it. We're still gonna die in a moment. How did we survive this? This was not the expected outcome. I was like, oh, this thing's called atomic. It's literally blowing ourselves up. Yeah, I'm cool with trying this and sacrificing a life for this and losing a couple levels. But no, it just was completely fine. Nothing bad happened. Oh well, let's head home and then we're going to end things off looking at the time. So, we have our data predictions going. Let's head back over to the farm. Uh, hmm. Hopefully, I think I still have like 28 prediction matrices in here. 19. Ha! We did get a completed Enderman prediction. So there's an extra. Enderman heads? Hold on. I'm afraid to click anything over there in case I accidentally waste this. Enderman head. What are you used for? Aversion obelisk, slicing to get ender resonator. So a couple of things. The ender heart, the nebulous heart. How many ender pearls do you get from that? Hearts. Here it is. This gives us 3 ender pearls, and it doesn't have a crafting recipe. Cool. So that's basically 6 ender pearls. We're going to be taking the 16. Of course we are. Well, ender tears, what are you used for? You're used for making gas tears with the promise of tenacity. Okay. So yeah, obviously the ender pearls are the easy option there. But end crystals have a couple uses, I'm assuming, besides just resummoning the dragon. Actually, getting an ender prediction, these are used for, yeah, they have uses like laser sources and a couple other things, upgrades of flights. So we're definitely going to need these at some point. But for right now, we just want the ender pearls so we can actually make it to the thing. But one of them, basically 3 complete things will get you some things. 4 of them will resummon you the dragon. So that looks all well and good. We'll definitely keep that in mind. Self-atomic. We've been saving it for a couple of episodes now, waiting for a good time to test it, and then it turns out to just not do much. It's just a tiny little explosion. It doesn't even do much damage. But that looks like a pretty good place to end things off. Next time, I guess we're going to the end. With those 16 ender pearls, that's more than what we're going to need, plus whatever else we had. Oh, we actually have cyanite now, because these have actually wasted some power. Actually, these changed to millijoules instead of flux energy, which is interesting. Not sure when that happened. But this is still running through. Uranium still looking fine. Cyanite. This stuff has a couple of uses. Okay, we need this for the turbine housing, so we're gonna need to keep running this thing and keep using up a bunch more energy to get a bunch more turbinite or cyanite. Turbinite is actually a elemental period on the an element on the periodic table of elements. Blah. Apparently that's still in the mind. So we need to keep running these machines, if only so that we can keep getting cyanite to get a better reactor. But for right now, a bunch of good stuff in there. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and hope to see you next time. So without further ado, take care, everybody. I want to thank you all so much for watching one more time, and a special thanks to the channel members. Yamato Tanagura, Goddess of the Starfilled Void, and the Phantom Knight. Thank you all so much for your extra support. So for now, for real now, take care everybody.